In this video, we're looking at a new sales page template called Draw. Now you can see it here on the screen. The theme of this template is really around the focus around the design and the drawing industry, or for designers. And we're going to run through the template now to show you some of the colors and some of the features that we've got included in it. It's a very clean, very slick, stylish template. This one will be perfect to use in any kind of agency or any kind of product that you're selling sort of within your agency, like a feature or even a software application. So let's start at the top here. We've got this lovely font that you can see here with at the top. It's also got a font spacing set at -1 pixels. This font is the Palanquin font. It's a Google font. I'll show you how to set that in a second. So it's a font, I think I've pronounced that right, Palanquin font, and it's used throughout the entire design for the main headline. So you can see it's kind of a bold, soft tone to it. It's a serif font, and it just looks quite sort of puffy at the top there. It's a lovely style anyway. It looks nice, and we've kept that throughout the entire template, as I'll show you. So we've got the headline straight at the top. We've got this nice sort of hero area. This is all above the fold. You've got the order button here. We've got the two small links here, explore features, and then we've got the see how it works. So this whole section is very catching on the eye. So people either want to click immediately to buy, or they might want to see how it works. So let's click on the see how it works. We open up the overlay optimizer, a perfect place for you to put in a video to maybe showcase your product or your service that you're selling. So the overlay optimizer, as you can see, is using a video inside it as well. There's no opt-in form for this. So it's the content side of it. You're showing more content about your product. Now we have the explore the features link here. If we click on this, this actually jumps down immediately to the features area of the page. Okay, so that's something that's jumped down. We're using a jumping link menu there, so it just jumps down. You could obviously choose to remove that or make a scrolling menu. Look, one of our articles on the blog, we show you how to put in a scrolling menu. So these two links obviously can be changed. You could reword the text or maybe change how they play. You could have two overlay optimizers. One could have an opt-in form in it. Either or, it's entirely up to you. You can change everything in this template. We've then included the large button, that blue tone, which really stands out on that deep, dark background as well. So you've got that lovely call to action button immediately in this whole top section. Again, all of this is above the fold on a small browser, even on the large browsers like we're looking at here. Now let's start going down the page. We have this two double line effect here. Now this is done with two rows. I'll show you that inside the live editor. Sort of breaks up the top row dark color with the white color underneath. It's just a nice little touch there. Just something different to break up, rather than just having a straight line color or even a checked box or some kind of dashed row. So we've got these two rows here. And we go straight down into this featured sort of area. We cover 2 points. We've got the text box over on the left hand side with this plus icon, this symbol, this image here. And then we've got another text box over on the right. And then below that we've put in another custom image which sits flush on the row below it. Okay, so that image sits directly on top of that row, and you could switch that out with maybe a product image or something else to include in it. So it's a nice area, very nice and clean on this. Got a lot of white space on the background, so all these sections and these fonts are very easy to read on the eye. So there's nothing complicated there, just a simple headline, clean headline, and then the clean text area below. Now going further down, again we've brought in the same font, that Palanquin font here. It's lovely. It just sits nice with the headline and on this blue background. And then we've put in the custom icons that you see in this 2-column featured block here. So these icons are included in the template as always. You can obviously change them up with your own design. And then we've kept in that same nice clean font, the headline there, and then text block underneath for you to showcase any features about your template. Now as I scroll down here, you'll see this background image come in, and this background image is a fixed background image, again fixed with CSS, and it's also the main image of the overall page. The reason you're not seeing it at the top is because we've used background colors in the other rows. So this background image now comes into view here because this row itself doesn't have any background color. And you've got a lovely headline again with a text block which can easily be seen on the darker background image behind it. Make sure if you're making these images, make sure they're sort of darker. Just if using a white font, the white font can be seen. We then have another call to action here which opens up the overlay optimizer again with the video content inside that. And always you could always change that and put in an opt-in form if you wanted to. So lovely template. It's looking good all the way down. It's very different. Each section of this template actually catches your eye. Something different about it. This is the testimonial section. These are actually done using images with the text on the side. So there are a text block here, and then there's an image, text on the side. We've created 3 of them, which you can use for your testimonials. Again, you've got the headline there, that same font styling. And then below that, we've got some brand recognition with the logos from these recognized companies, sort of social proof followed by brand recognition. So these are all good things to have on your sales page, which then drops down into, again, the last call to action button at the bottom here, where people could obviously click through and order this product. Again, we've kept the same headline, and then we've got that supporting headline there, or that same font style. And then we've included the image with the credit card icons, just to show people the payments that you accept. You can change them if you don't accept particular ones here. So it's a nice, again, it's that dark row and that blue call to action button, which stands out lovely on that template design. And then into that, we've got the small sort of Q&A section, which you could use for your frequently asked questions. Of course, you could bring down one of the headline. You could close down this headline from the top here and bring this into this row, and you could put in there, FAQs or your questions answered, some other headline if you wanted to, or you could remove this row entirely if you don't want to have the Q&A section. So let's go back into the live editor, scroll up. This is a lovely design. It's very slick, this design, so it looks like a very professional appeal to it. Let's jump in and look at these 2 rows here, how we just do these rows, and I'll show you the font as well. So you can see here we've got the logo and stuff at the top. You can see it's a 4-column layout. The logo's set to the left there, so it's a custom logo as such. It's not using the layout section, it's not using the logo section of the header layout, so it's just a 4-column row. Now what we've done here is for the rows, if I scroll down, we've got those 2 colored rows. They're just simply 2 rows which have some padding. So we've got padding at the top, and then you've got that background color in, and the row is set to be a full width row as well by checking this box. There's going to be no spacing between the rows. And then the row below, again, it's been cloned down and then a new color applied to that. Okay, so that's how you get that sort of twin or that double lining look, that spacing between the rows. So it's just very simply just 2 rows with padding set to it. And the font that I mentioned, the Palanquin font, is set inside the page settings, other scripts, and you can see here we've imported this, or we've linked to this Google font here. It's importing this from the Google fonts. So if you wanted to change this font for something something you like, you can obviously do the same as we've done here using Google Fonts. You could bring another font, or you could remove this and actually use the default fonts that are included with inside OptimizePress. So you don't have to use these fonts if you don't want to. Obviously, to make things easy, just leave everything as it is and maybe tweak your images and your color tones. That's the best way to do these templates if you really want to get them into use, quickly. Scrolling down, you've got the image here. This is just an image that's been set. This image as well here, it's been put into the row, and the row itself has 0 padding at the bottom, which means it sits flush on that next row below. Okay, here is the little link you see for the features. So when you click on the link at the top for features, it jumps down to this area, and this is set inside that row using the code here, code before row. So there's a little anchor link which it jumps to. And the same was further down. We've done another one for the buy now button actually at the top. The buy now button at the top also jumps down to the buy section here, or the row towards the bottom. So that's the template. It's available inside the Clubhouse, ready for you to download now. And if you're using it in your business, as always, we'd love to see it in action.